Welcome to the third episode of the Provo Library podcast. We're practically pros.
We're getting there.
Sure.
Sure.
Or, we're practically practicing all the time. We're glad you're here. Today, we are talking about our beautiful building.
It's a beautiful building.
It is.
And it's we've been in it for 20 plus years, which I think it's hard. I don't know. Those of us that have lived in Provo for a long time, it feels like it's new still, but we've been here a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I think when people come here for the first time, I've interacted with a lot of authors as they come in, and they are shocked and astounded at our building. In fact, one of my nieces, we were driving around Provo a little while ago, and my husband was going to drop me off, and she said, "Oh, you work in the castle." Yes, I do. I get to work in the castle of a library. So today we are talking about our favorite 10 things to do in this building. Pretty good.
Yeah. Yep, that's what we're doing. And it's 10 things, there's lots of things you can do in our building. We have so many programs. We have so many things that are going on. But these are mostly things that you can come and do almost any time, kind of on your schedule and not us doing a story time. So, of course, story times are one of the favorite things in this building. They are not on our list because it's a program that we set the time for. So that's kind of where this list is coming from. Don't think that we don't love those things, because we do. But these are things,
all our programs.
Yeah, these are things that you might not know about as well, because they're kind of, I don't know, different maybe than what you think of when you think of coming to the library. Yes.
So, number 10, I have explore/light parkour. So my children's favorite thing to do, I swear. So we are in the basement creative lab right now. There is a tunnel outside us. And for some reason,
I don't know,
unknown to me, there are these wall indentations that are painted purple. And anyone with children under 8 probably knows exactly what I'm talking about, because their children have slid down them so many times. But there are some fun things to just explore and do in the building. My baby learned how to climb stairs in the story circle. Yeah.
We just have some interesting spaces in the building, and I think people don't always know that they're there or see them. But when we were talking about this, I didn't realize my daughter does the same thing. She just wants to climb those walls every time she comes in, and it's funny because I just walk past them and I don't have a second thought. But bringing kids in, coming in to explore just the different little corners and nooks, and the attic has some fun little corners as well.
It does.
That's they're fun to explore. So come in and don't feel afraid to just sit in. Should I say that? Sit in, we have those big windows in the hallways on the second floor. People like to sit in them and talk. We have so many people taking pictures in our building because there's just beautiful corners. So
beautiful corners. Provo Library, home of beautiful corners since 2001.
That's about it.
There you go.
Okay, I will take number 9, which is our special collections and just the historic aspects of our building and our collections. So everybody knows that our building is historic. So if you ever want to come in and take a tour of the building and the different areas and some of the history, we have, you can submit a request to have someone take you on that tour. That's on our website, and we're happy to do that because there are some fun things in the building that we are excited to tell people about. You can also take a self-guided tour. We have a booklet that anytime you come, just ask for the self-guided tour. They can grab it. You can walk around the building and kind of learn more about our building. But we also have a special collections room on the second floor of the Rogers Wing, which is the newer building behind the historic building. And we have collections there that people can come and look at. It's specific Provo history. So there's some family histories. There's the yearbooks are really popular. We have yearbooks for BYU, Provo High, and Timpview. So people like to come and look at those. And then there's also some historic directories for who's lived in Provo and what houses. So if you're doing history on your home, there's some of that. Anyways, there's a lot of interesting stuff up there. And if you like history and you want to drop by anytime, those are some fun things to do.
Questions answered in the tour. Do they tell the story of why the elevator is so slow?
I don't think they do. But the elevator is slow.
The elevator is slow. It's maybe a story for another time.
Yeah, we can talk about the history of elevators. The elevators we wish we had. The elevators.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, anyway.
So stay tuned for another episode where we're just going to tease this multiple times. Why is the elevator so slow?
Why is the elevator so slow?
Haunted. Okay. Number 8 thing to do in the building is study. So one of the cool things that we have at this library is we have a not quiet floor and a quiet floor. And we have designed the quiet floor as a place that is especially good for studying. There are a lot of plugs. My notes say plugs. There's a lot of plugs.
You tried to have plugs on almost every table on the second floor so that you can plug in whatever needs to be charged and be able to do your studying. And we have lots of people studying up there a lot of the time. And a lot of them had sound canceling headphones, which would just make it absolutely silent.
Yes.
Where it's just quiet normally.
It's quiet, not silent.
Yes.
Have I been shushed by a patron before on that floor as I was working on the desk? I have. It's not only librarians who do the shushing sometimes. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Plugs.
There's
Study.
plugs and study areas. Escape rooms and our whodunit. So these are programs that you can't just walk in and do them, but you can schedule them on your own timeline and come in and do them. And I mean, everybody probably knows what an escape room is. We actually have 3 of varying difficulties. They all take between a half hour and an hour to finish, and you just tell us when. We set it up in one of our study rooms, come and do it, and it's super fun. We have a School of Magic one, we have a Sherlock Holmes one, and then we have a 80s themed.
Escape from the 80s. Is it like Stranger Things?
It is Stranger Things.
But you don't have to have watched any of those shows or read any of the things in order to do the puzzles. No. I will say that it's not an escape room and that like nothing changes with the furniture.
Yeah.
We did have a few problems with that initially. Like, nope, it's really a library study room and here are a series of puzzles, but they're fun.
They are fun. And the ideal group size is 4 to 6 people. Again, they have different levels of difficulty, but the 2 more difficult ones, teens sometimes struggle with the puzzle complexity, but we have one that's simpler for teens as well. And we're looking at getting one for little kids. Mm-hmm. So we're working on that. That's not available yet, but we want something for everyone. And the whodunit is like playing Clue in the building. So if you've ever played the game Clue, you just walk around. There's a murderer and a weapon and a place, and you go around and eliminate them and work as a team. Anyway,
look for weapons in the library.
Look for weapons in the library. There's no weapons in the library.
Cards. They're cards.
It's all cards. But it can be really fun. Again, we can pretty big group for that. Mm-hmm. There's 3 games with 6 players each, and you can team up, so even more than that. It's been great for youth groups, and it takes about an hour, and you can schedule that again anytime the library's open. It's fun.
You know, this is as we're talking about this, it's one of the things that I think is so cool about probably not just our library, but I'm going to brag about our librarians a little bit. Like, people think, oh, I love to read, I want to be a librarian, or like, oh, you just must know. No, my job as a librarian is simultaneously helping people connect to our Wi-Fi and creating escape rooms. And that's just a crazy combination of responsibilities.
It's a fun job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool librarians.
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of cool librarians. Number 6. This is a way you did not know that we were viral, but we are totally popular on Pinterest with other libraries for our amazing displays. If you have not walked through our children's department particularly, but also the display cases on the second floor of the historic wing, we do some pretty amazing displays. And I say we as if I have any part of it. I don't really. We hire creative
We
people.
hire very creative people. I remember actually when I started working here, the library director at the time took me on a tour, and I walked in. It was the first time I'd been in the children's department. I just walked in and went, this is magical. Like, their displays are beautiful, and we put them on Pinterest, and they get pinned so many times. So many times. Our viral children's displays.
And they're
Pretty great.
They're ours.
They're ours. Pretty great.
We do have a board game collection, which people can check out a game and take with them. But if you want to get out of the house and come in, those games, like, you can just use them here in the building as well. And we have study rooms, we have tables. I do know that there was I'm not sure they were playing D&D, but I think they were. And they were coming like every week in the middle of the day, 4 of them, and using one of the study rooms. And they sometimes got a little loud. But they were mostly great.
Is D&D allowed? Sure.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on. They may not have been playing D&D. Maybe it was something that had more conflict. I don't know. They were chiding each other. It was not a problem. But if you ever want to come in and play games here in the building, we do have games, and they are available for use in the building.
Okay. Number 4 is do a passive program. So that's a little bit of a jargony term. But basically, again, it's something that you do anytime. Right now it's summer reading. We have tons of passive programs. You come in the building, you vote on whether, last week it was, do you like cloudy days or thunderstorms? And you put a sticker on a chart and you get a candy. But we have hunts going on all the time in the children's department, or voting, or there's lots of different things. And I'm trying to remember.
One of the more popular children's ones, that, like the I Spy cabinets, if you've ever done that. So our displays, they'll do like just tons of objects, and they'll have a list and have people come in and do I Spy things. And kids love that. It's one of our most popular. And we've been doing children's passive programming for quite a while, and teens for quite a while. We've been starting to add just things by the adult reference desk as well that just everybody can come and participate in. And it's been fun to have people come in and interact with the librarians and with just the community.
Yeah. This also includes our creator kits and like maker boxes. So we've got usually a monthly kit that you can come in and make. One month it was friendship bracelets. Another month it was like duct tape, flowers. There's something, because sometimes you just don't want to have those supplies at your house. And we get it.
We do.
We definitely get it. So come, all supplies are there. You make it at the library, and then you don't leave a mess, but you leave it at the library and go home with your craft, which is pretty cool.
And then we have boxes as well. So for little kids, they can come in, and we have some toys that you can check out from the adult reference desk, and you can take them anywhere in the children's or adult side to play. We have like Legos, there's Kiva planks, there's Magnetiles, there's some learning things for like younger kids, letters and numbers and shapes and stuff like that. So come check it out if you want just something away from home. Give your kids a new toy that you did not have to buy and play with it for a little bit.
And then leave it here. Just so great.
I feel like you should do this one.
Sure, I can do this one. We're going out of order. Number 3 is book a virtual reality experience, which our people recording this podcast are so excited to hear me plug. Right? Right? It's super fun. We have some Oculus headsets, and we're adding new apps to them all the time. But it's great because you can book a time, you can come and play here. We've got a big open space, so you don't have couches or your own TV to contend with. You do have our TV to contend with. Please don't contend with it. Tragedy. But yeah, it's a way for you to try a relatively new thing without having to buy it yourself. My kids are constant, Mom, I want a VR headset for Christmas. And I just say, I don't think Santa has that budget.
Let's go to the library.
Mm-hmm. Which is always, when Santa doesn't have the budget, come to the library. If you take nothing else from this podcast. There you go.
Next thing, number 2, is visit the attic. And I feel like we're getting the message out about the attic, but I still think there's too many people in our community that don't know about the attic. So attic is the 4th floor of the Academy building. It used to be a huge closet, and then we finished it. How many years ago? 8.
How old is my son? 8.
8 years.
9.
9. 9 years ago. And we just do rotating exhibits, 4 or 5 a year, last a couple months. Sometimes we bring in artists. Works. A lot of times they're children's illustrators and stuff like that, things that are somewhat literary based. Try to do some interactive things. Right now there's interactive art, collaborative art going on up there, and come anytime during open hours and explore what we have there. Sometimes we have a homegrown art show that we do every year, so local artists or local non-professional artists, all of our 4-year-olds, up to everybody. Like I've been really impressed with the wide range of ages that have participated in that. Anyway, it's super fun. Anytime you're in the library, I would check out what's going on up there and go visit.
Yes.
Anything you want to add to that? She's in charge of it. I probably should have had her talk about that.
It's fine. It's fun. Just know that there are not stairs that go up. That is a confusing thing to a lot of people.
That's true.
And it's frustrating for us. It's also good for security. But you do have to take the world's slowest elevator in order to get up there.
That is true.
And perhaps one day we will tell you why that elevator is so slow.
We keep
Gremlins.
plugging this mystery. It's going to take us like 5 minutes to tell it someday.
We're gonna build it up. It's gonna be a season long through
the mystery
line.
of the
And then when we tell you, it's gonna be such a letdown. We're gonna build it up like it's the most interesting story.
Well,
it is
interesting.
It is a little interesting.
Yeah.
Number 1, our favorite thing to do in the building.
Come and talk to our librarians.
Yay!
We have some of the kindest, most creative, most caring, librarians in the world. I will just say that. We have just amazing people working at our
We've surveyed them all.
We've surveyed them
Ours are the best.
And they are such dedicated workers that they often are trying to get things done at the desk. So sometimes it looks like they're super busy and they don't have time to talk to people. And we try to make sure we're looking up, but we are always available to talk to. And what we like to talk about is, books. We do like to talk about books, but just finding ways that we can help and giving us feedback on the things that you like that we're doing, some things that you might be frustrated with. They pass along messages all the time of ways that we can improve, but also just it's so nice to hear from people what they're enjoying or what they want more of. Or I think sometimes they come into the library, you check on the catalog, you don't see the book you want, and you're like, oh, my library doesn't have that. But if you come talk to a librarian, they will tell you, we can get it. And we have various ways to get things that we don't have on our shelves, and they are just so ready and willing and able to help solve problems. So talk to us because we're fun, but also because we know stuff and we can help, and that's what we're there for.
Yeah, it's legitimately my favorite thing to do in this building is talk to the people who work here. It's great. And someone on Threads, which is a social media platform I'm not sure we're committed to, but we're there for a moment. Someone asked, what are the librarians doing tonight? And the answer is helping, whether it's helping people get summer reading prizes or log into their email or print something or find a book. It is actually really fun when someone asks for a book recommendation. Because actually that is one of the least often things people ask for. Am I lying about that?
I don't know. We get quite a few. We get a good amount.
In the 1 hour a month that I work on the desk.
We probably don't get a lot. But we talk about books a lot. And it is fun. Every once in a while it's stressful when someone has very specific, I need a detective story about a vampire and a mortgage. Anyways, something weird. They ask for weird things sometimes. And then you're a little stressful trying to find something. But usually, if they're just looking for a good book, we always have something.
We have.
But we can also look for that strange book recommendation that you would like. We do all those things.
Now I want to know if I can find a detective story with a vampire and some career that starts with an M.
The morgue. I was thinking like a
mortician. Are you?
Would that be
a vampire and a mortician teaming up?
I don't know.
When Carla and I team up to write a mystery series, The Vampire and the Mortician, coming in a never near you.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay. Those are our top 10 things to do in the building.
Hopefully your takeaway is that this building has something just all the time. If you're like summertime, you're always looking for places to go with people, come to the library. And like some of the things you have to schedule in advance, but we really can do them almost anytime you want us to be able to have something available with your family and friends. Yeah.
Cool. This is the question that we always end with.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Always.
All 3 times.
Yeah.
What are you obsessed with lately?
Well, the book I just finished was Tom Hanks's new novel, The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece. I think I got the title right. It's very long. But it was fun. I liked it. He's charming. And as an audiobook reader, he is also charming. And he tells about like how a movie is made. And I actually, I like the character stories and all that, but it was fun to see the process of making movies from different perspectives and the whole process. And anyway, I recommend it. That was good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I just finished Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's too soon to read fiction about the pandemic.
I read it like last year and it was too soon.
It felt a little soon. It's pretty good.
It was good. It was
It's got a real good zinger of a twist.
That's true. I thought it was the first book I'd read that incorporated the pandemic into the plot line, which was really interesting. She's great. She makes you think.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back again sometime.